Welcome back. Today we are going to be discussing the $10 million Victoria bond on this upcoming election. So you guys, let's break it down real quick for the viewers. So take a look at this. The estimated cost is going to be $3.6 million and VC has already committed $26.6 million, but we are going to be asking the voters for 27%. So tell me about this project.
Okay, well, this project is actually the last project of our facility master plan that we began working on in 2016, and then in 2017 our Board of Trustees voted to approve the plan, and all of the other projects we have either completed or are currently underway, and we've been able to do those $9 million worth of projects, all gifts and grants at no burden to the taxpayers. So with this, our last project, it is a student success center, and that is a 3-story new build in the center of campus, and it also includes a renovation of our current student center. Now this is the location for us that we are able to help students to meet the needs so that they can successfully complete, whether it's a GED program, whether it is a quick credential or certification program so that our students can go directly to the workforce, or whether it's a credit program where they will hopefully transfer to a university. So in this building, the students will be able to attend, go to the library, they'll be able to go to an expanded tutoring center, testing center, or any of the support services that students or community members will need in order to become more successful. Things like a clinic on campus in partnership with Citizens Hospital. We also have advising, financial aid, and counseling center, mental health, just basically all those support systems that we need to have so that our students can be more successful.
Absolutely. And so of course we understand the power of education here. So, but how is this building not only helping the Victoria College community, but also, you know, the Victoria community as well?
Absolutely. Well, I'm very proud of the regional economic development efforts that are underway in this entire region. And so we know that in order to keep recruiting and retaining all of our industry partners, we have to, as the local community college, provide that trained and educated workforce. So we know that the more educated people that we can have in our community, they can fill those jobs that are available, all the training needs, and we can continue to recruit more efforts into our own community. Now, for us, as a 98-year-old institution, we are very proud of the fact that over 70% of our students are from this area, and after they finish their training and their education at Victoria College, they stay right here. They live, they're part of our community, they raise their families here, and we're just very proud to be able to be part of that tradition. And so we know that for us, having already contributed or have brought forward $26.5 million for a $36.5 million project, that we are well on our way to being able to complete this dream and making it a reality. And we have Keith Blundell with us here, our CFO, to explain the structure of the bond.
Yeah, please, let's get into that.
Thank you. Well, as we said, it's a $36.5 million facility, and the college has already committed 73% of that, or $26.5 million. So that only leaves $10 million that would be a bond issue. So what makes up that 73%? Well, we've got gifts and grants that we've been working on, and then some people have asked, do students have a part of this project? And the answer is yes, they do. So there's a $6 million tuition revenue bond that will be part of this as well. And then about 6.7 million or so would be from our reserves. So that's our savings that we have there. And then the remaining $10 million would be from the bond. That's 27 million percent of the project.
Got it. So we're talking money here, right? And at the end of the day, what motivates people sometimes is the money. So that being said, what would you say out there to the voter who is like a little apprehensive of, you know, voting for in favor of this bill because they might seem that the cost is too high? What would you say to them?
Well, there's things that we've done to try to help alleviate that. So one of the things going on for, if we just talk about the taxpayer, I'm just going to break it down and talk about $100,000 home, because that just makes the math easier to work on.
And it's a really little thing that we can all, you know,
right. If yours is more, multiply. If yours is less, divide. You can do it that way. But for that, we have another bond that's retiring in 3 years, and that bond is bigger than the one that we're issuing. So that was a $15.5 million bond 20 years ago, and now we're asking for a $10 million bond. So that bond is actually less. So in 3 years, everybody's rate would go down automatically. But the trick is what do we do for that 3-year period in between for the taxpayer to try to help alleviate this. So we're going to do two things. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to structure our new bond so that the first 3 years of payments are less than they normally would be. And then there's another thing we're going to do. We have $610,000 sitting in a reserve fund that's specifically restricted for things like debt service. We can't use it for construction. We can't balance the budget with it. So we're going to take this $610,000 and spread it out over that 3-year period, and that'll help bring down the cost of the bond as well. And so after doing that, our rate would only go up a very small amount for that. So let's go back to that $100,000 home. So for that $100,000 taxpayer, cost would be an extra $2.10 for the first year, the second year, and the third year. And then after that, their tax would go down $5.86. If you add that up, that's a net cost of 50 cents. For the taxpayer over that period. So we've really brought the cost of that down as much as we can. Normally, on a $10 million bond, the cost would be between $10 and $11 a year for 20 years. But instead, we have the cost to be only $2.10 a year, and then the rate would go down after the third year.
Oh, that's incredible. All right. And thank you for watching us on Community Crossroads today. To learn more about today's guests and their stories, come to crossroadstoday.com. If you have a story idea, email me at kgarcia@victoriatelevision.com. And don't forget, you can also watch Community Crossroads on crossroadstoday.com. Have a great weekend, drive safe, and we will see you all right here next week.